What's happening, Usher team? I hope this has been a good week for you, and I hope as you wrap up, as I'm recording this on Thursday, or maybe you're watching it on Friday, I hope you're having a good weekend, and I'm looking forward to Sunday. Hey, I wanted to update you on a couple things because as we head into the fall, traditionally, that's when we see a lot of growth at Harvest, which is awesome. We're already seeing growth. And if you served on Sunday, you know it can get a little tight in the auditorium. It's getting more and more tight. And one of the things we know is that the experience when a guest comes into the auditorium is very, very important in the process of people feeling welcomed and engaged and ready to experience what potentially God may or may not be saying to them. And you guys get to be a part of that and helping make that a smooth process. I heard this quote about ushers recently and I loved it. They called ushers a ministry of anticipation. It's like setting the table. You're helping to prepare the way for people to experience God. And we love that. So a couple things real quick. That we want to make sure, none of this is new, but we want to make sure that we are doing these things so that we can, as best as we can, control helping people encounter, setting the stage, setting the table, to borrow from that analogy again, for people to experience the life-changing message of Jesus. So 3 things I really want you to focus on as you serve this weekend. Number 1, I want you to be what I'll call friendly assertive. That means, and I've used the term taking on the awkwardness for people before, but you are the person initiating the conversation. And not even conversation, the encounter. You see someone come in the door, you're going to them. Someone's coming down the aisle towards you, you go to them. You don't wait for them to come to you. You go to them, you greet them. You determine, hey, how many people do you have come in today? If you're by the sound booth or by the sidewall, you step up to them, you pull them in your direction. Or somebody needs to, slide out so that they can slide into a seat. You say, hey, can I help you? Can I get these people to slide by? That way, if you think about it, as a first-time guest, it can be really overwhelming. You walk into, or even someone who doesn't attend that often, and you're walking in, it's loud, because music's playing, everybody's standing and singing, not really paying attention to you necessarily. You don't know where to go. It's a big room, lots of people. You don't know what to do. So put yourself in their shoes and see, how can I help them feel comfortable? Because we know that a lot of times people are going to make the decision of whether or not they'll come back before Pastor Wes even starts to teach. So it's really important that we make that first contact, and we are aggressive. I've used that term before, I don't love it. Friendly assertive, that's what we'll say today. We take on the awkwardness for other people. Another part, so that's number 1. Number 2, that's really important, is be in your spot, your position. We have 8 specific positions for our team, 2 on each of the 3 aisles, and then 1 on each of the walls. I'm not going to go into specifically where they are. We have 1 further down the aisle, 1 further up. But make sure when you're in an assigned spot, you don't want to kind of drift to where, hey, maybe I think this is best. Please try to operate out of that spot that your captain has put you in, because it is strategic. It is something we've given thought to. So please take the lead, take the initiative to do that. Make sure you're in your position. We have seen it, we kind of drift to where, if we're on the side, maybe we wander around the corner or whatever, or maybe we just drift to where we're standing right next to each other at the front of the aisle. But it is really important that we space out. And the third one, it does go along with that. The third one is know what your open spaces are. That might not be the best terminology, but know what seats are available in your section. So that when a guest comes to you, or maybe your captain comes to you and says, how many do you have? We have a 5. Do you have room for a 5? You don't have to go, well, let me go look, because And no, sorry, the biggest I have is a 3. Or the biggest, I do have room for a 5. I've got room for an 8, but we'll put the 5 there. Try to keep that running tally. What's your biggest spot? How many seats roughly do you have? Know when you start to fill up. Keep that running tab in your head. So 3 things. Be friendly, assertive. Number 2, be in your position. And number 3, know your numbers. Know what you have left. That's what we're really needing from you this week. So that's the goal. And let me wrap up here. Let me encourage you. When you serve, don't go through the motions. So many of you, you've been serving on the usher team for a long time, and that's great. We love that. I am so grateful for you serving. But don't just go through the motions. Because every time you serve, you have the opportunity to make an incredible difference in the lives of the people that you are serving. You do. You have the opportunity to help set the tone. I think about it like a lot of times we think about the worship team. The worship team is on stage. If a guitar player hasn't practiced, isn't ready, they don't have their notes, it's going to be really obvious to everyone. And it's gonna show that they were not ready or prepared. The usher team is kind of like that. You are on stage. Your stage is it's the aisles. It's your position. And it's something that we need to take with that level of seriousness because it's important that we aren't just going through the motions. Let me leave you with this story. About 90 years ago, two young men decided that they were teenagers. They were going to go to a revival service. And they went and they poked their head in the revival service and it seemed really full. And they said, no, sorry, this isn't for me. And they headed out. As they were leaving, an usher, no idea the name of this usher, went and grabbed them and said, hey, we'll find a spot for you. And so pulled them in, found a spot for them, made them feel at home. And that day, those two boys gave their lives to Jesus. One of those boys was Billy Graham. Billy Graham preached the gospel, the good news of Jesus, to more people than anybody in the history of mankind. And he was in position to do that because an usher, who we don't even know his name, said, no, wait a minute. I've got you. I'm going to make sure there's a spot for you. Because every person matters. They may not be the next Billy Graham, but they matter to God. It might be the next Billy Graham, but they matter to God. So let me encourage you. What you're doing is spiritual. It matters. Come prayed up. Come ready to go. That's what I have for you today. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. I'll be in there with you this Sunday, hopping in and out. You'll have me and the captains. We'll be trying to help and coach and do all those things. But hey, sorry my video ran a little long. If you watched until the end, I feel like we should have a code word so you could know that you watched to the end. And so if you watch to the end, come find me on Sunday. Tell me you watched to the end. And I don't know. Anyway, we'll see you Sunday.